feel like I've probably given many of you a slightly unrealistic take on our life aboard Godoa. Now, I do know many of you hit that subscribe button specifically looking for a little bit of escapism from the week. But life on board isn't always smiles and happiness or long stress-free summer days sat in perfect anchorages. Sometimes life is grey and stressful, just like this one.
Lost all our steerage. Looks like we are very much caught in a lobster pot.
It's blowing us onto shore.
Great.
I feel that I need to be honest with you all for a moment here, because we've been doing this now for a few years, and we have had the great privilege of meeting so many of you that watch these videos, and you give us so much lovely feedback. But there's one bit of feedback that has always weighed pretty heavy on my conscience, and it's when so many of you say that in the midst of a crisis, you know, how relaxed I am and how calming I am. And even the other day somebody said how they could never even imagine me swearing. And I think that was the straw that broke the camel's back, really. Now, I know after watching this video, a lot of you are going to realise that I'm not the most relaxing influence when things go wrong unexpectedly.
Got to be absolutely fucking joking.
And you'll probably catch a glimpse into the reality that Carly, more often than she ever should have, has to deal with a prickly, abrasive, and sometimes just downright rude boyfriend.
I'll get C to start on...
That needs C starts.
What, pan?
Starting isn't the problem.
And sometimes it amazes me she stuck around quite as long as she did. You see, my mum watches these videos. Hell, YouTube decides whether or not we're going to be monetized or not, depending on the content of the videos. So I've always edited out anything that looks bad or sounds bad, and maybe that was a mistake. Now, I imagine that after watching this video, less of you are almost certainly going to feel inclined to smash that subscribe button. But I'll sleep better at night, knowing that those of you who do so in the knowledge that I am just the same as anyone else. I'm fallible. Anyway, this is what happened next.
Cunningly, we've just lost all our steerage, and it looks like we are very much caught in a lobster pot. Got to be absolutely fucking joking.
It's blowing us onto shore.
Great.
Is there anything else you need other than a knife?
I don't know. I have no idea. All I know is we've got no steerage. We're being blown onto shore. We're not going to have a great deal of time to try and figure this out before we have to call for help.
I'm going to get the float and a line, okay?
Once I'm in the water, I see that our problem is very much a float and line too. Thankfully, it's not caught round the prop, but it has jammed our rudder.
How bad is it?
Might have to cut it. It's jammed our steering.
As I try and pull it out, it really is wedged right in there, putting all my might into it, but it simply won't budge. So I feel I have no choice but to cut the line.
Get me a fender to tie to that so the fisherman can reclaim his pot. Try and cut the other end.
Is it just the rudder then?
Huh?
Is it just the rudder?
Yeah, but it's still going to be a problem though, because it's jammed our rudder.
Oh, sugar.
So I'm going to try and cut more out.
Okay.
But I'd like the lobster fisherman to be able to claim his pots, because you've got all those animals.
Yeah.
They're going to be trapped.
All right, I'll get you a fender, and then are you all right? Yeah.
Yeah, just grab me a fender with a long line.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll go do that. Okay. Right, if I just tie this to the... Okay, I'll tie it to the...
And given the nature of the situation, I just literally pressed play on the GoPro on my head. Didn't really have time to start thinking about unique and interesting camera angles, so this is the best we have.
Got those? Yeah. Okay.
They're not attached to anything.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a diver's. It's a fucking diver's float. So I don't know. It's not attached to anything on either end. So.
Oh. So somebody's left that.
I don't know.
And even after cutting the float off of the other side, there's a big thick piece of line still wedged right in next to the rudder stock. We still have no steerage.
Yeah, just pull it up on deck.
Yeah.
There's a piece of rope in there. It's got to work its way out.
I think it is working its way out.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go have one more look. Keep steering. Keep steering.
Okay. Be careful.
My plan here is for Kylie to keep applying pressure to the steerage whilst I use a sawing action to try and thin out the line that's in there, hopefully giving us back some ability to steer. And thankfully, we've managed to cut enough of the line out so we can get Kadoa and her crew on the move again.
So I don't know whether I don't think.
Well, there's a number on it, so.
I don't think we sheared through anything because I couldn't.
No.
The only cuts in the rope were the cuts from my knife, and there's nothing wrapped around the propeller. There's no damage or anything to the propeller, and the propeller is the only thing that possibly might have sheared these. Right.
Okay.
I'm going to go and see where these other pots are. All right.
Okay. Right, let's go back to our traditional ways.
Alright. Right, before we hit the throttle too hard, because we saw like a million lobster pots, right? So, alright, yeah, good.
I love you so much.
Let's go. Yeah, I can't see any pots. Come on, Hank, you can't keep a lookout with me, mate. Alright, let's get past this lobster pot area, then we'll get the sails up. And genuinely got a little bit hairy there for a moment. We completely lost our steerage. I knew instantly what had happened. Just took our eye off the ball for 2 seconds to make what is now a freezing cold coffee. There's just so many. What an insane amount of lobster pots. They were absolutely everywhere. Anyway, I did my best to save if the line was connected to the pots, because I obviously didn't want any animals to die needlessly in trapped cages, but the line was just afloat and an empty line. I couldn't see anything sheared. It was bizarre, so I'm not entirely sure what's happened there. I'll tell you what, that was a scary moment. We were like, oh, I've got to sort this problem out, but a lot, and like I couldn't hold my breath for very long, and like I had the boat literally rolling around on my head. I was like, don't like this. Don't like this at all. And then I'm looking down and I know it's just an abyss of sea underneath. It's like 50 metres deep. I'm like, God damn it. And then so now on top of everything, my brain's like, don't think about the big sharks. Don't think about the big sharks. Just sort this mess out. It doesn't help. 14, 50, didn't make a difference. I couldn't see the bottom. All right, let's get into let's get into the harbour. Yeah, let's go.
And after we managed to get through this little drama, we sailed Kadoa east into Lymington, where this happened. And we are married. There you go. That is why Carly is no longer my boat girlfriend, for any of you that didn't know.
And a huge, huge thank you to Charlotte Dar. You captured the day so, so beautifully.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't have got married and done the filming, so Charlotte, you nailed it and put this lovely little video together for us. I sincerely hope that if anybody else out there needs a videographer along the South Coast for any reason, I hope you get some kickback from this video. I hope they come and seek you out, because your details will be in the comments, I promise. But next week, it's business as usual from us as we go and explore some brand new anchorages to us. And of course, we'll be uploading those to kadoa.com where you guys go check them out for free. I hope it's a useful resource. Thank you for hanging out with us this week.
Yep. Thank you again. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.